Good morning, everybody. This is Leslie Pogue, your Chief Happy Officer, here with your Hear Your Truth Tuesday. And today, I'm going to start off by sharing that I was talking with a friend of mine, and we were talking about well, she's actually helping me with some stuff on my business, basically. So we got to talking about all the different things, and I love that she recognized that not to send too much information at one time. And it got us on the conversation of all the little things that I have to do that no one really sees. And so, those of you out there who are managing a mental illness like I am, if you have, especially if you have like anxiety, depression, bipolar, these are areas of social anxiety. These are areas that oftentimes need prep. And before you do things in the world, and so I want to speak to that a little bit today. um Introversion isn't really, well, it's not an illness at all, but it is a personality trait. It is sometimes how you live. And there are more introverts than there are extroverts. And a lot of us introverts are masquerading as extroverts. And then you have the ambiverts, but that's not what today's conversation is about. I want to talk to you about the millions of little things that you have to do that others don't see. And I also want to speak to the others out there to be sensitive to the people around you who need a little extra time, a little extra care, a little extra room and space to be okay, to be able to have fun in the moment, to adjust to the sudden changes, to be able to adjust things. Because when you're managing a mental illness, there are tricks and coping mechanisms that have to be in place a lot of the time. That's not to say we don't have moments of just bliss where things are just amazingly easy, and we all love those moments. I know I do. I love the moments when things are just clicking, right? Things are just moving with gas, things are easy, they're flowing, they're doing their thing. But most of the time, what what you all see out in the world, I mean, and that is especially true during the holidays, especially if you're hosting during a big party where there's a lot of people, during situations where you are on display. These are times when that extra prep is necessary. And so I want to talk a little bit about that today. And so some of the things that I do that may help, and some of you may do the same things, and feel free to write, to share in the chat as well. Some of the things that you do to cope and to prepare to be out in the world. Um, what I tend to do is, one, I give myself a goal. So if I haven't, especially with us being working from home now, a lot of us are remote, and even though now companies are going to a hybrid situation, I know personally I want to stay remote, and a lot of people do. So even on those days when you are remote, it's good to get outside. Now, I have the benefit of living in Southern California. I know people in Boston and New Jersey, they're dealing with 19 degrees and 25 degrees, so it's harder. But wherever you can, go outside, even if it's just to the mailbox. Like, just go circle the block, or go to the end of your driveway, or go outside and stand on the porch for, I don't know, 5, 10 minutes. But surprisingly, that might have to be a goal for the day. And if it is, try not to skip it. Being outside helps you with get the vitamin D. It also just helps you to breathe in other air. It changes your perspective, it clears your mind, it gets you away from the monitor. I know, with me relaunching my business, I am staring at a computer screen all day, every day, even sometimes on weekends, and it can get to be too much. So you want to step away in those moments, and not just step away to your living room or to another room or even to take a nap. You want to step outside, because that fresh air is going to help you. But that said, if you have social anxiety or you're managing that, then again, find a route or plan a way to deal with that. When you are getting information, I remember a time, and I don't mind showing everybody always says, I know I'm showing my age now. You know what? I'm very proud to say I am 53 years old. And I remember a time when television went off. Those of you who remember a time when television actually went off and you got the staticky screen, the world never shuts off now. It is a 24-hour, not just news cycle, it is a 24-hour cycle all the time. So that means there is no downtime. There is constant stimuli and information being shot to us all the time. And so we need an opportunity to turn it off. So manage how much stimuli you're getting. Manage the kind of stimuli you're getting. If you're overwhelmed with emails, use your tools in like Outlook. Google, I'm still challenged myself with how Google separates because it doesn't seem to. But if you're using Outlook, create rules and create things that do the work for you, and that will help kind of minimize what's going on in your inbox. Also, when you're watching television and movies and things like that, pay attention to what's going on in your body. Because if you're super, super sad, if you're having one of those depression moments where you're high in a dark place, then you don't want to watch drama. You want to watch something comedic. You want to watch something light. If you are overwhelmed, if you're just like, you just need to be in that box, you want to be in that quiet little box, then don't watch action or superhero anything. Watch something that's soothing and calm. And maybe drama might be okay, but just make sure that you are conscious and very cognizant of the type of stimuli you're actually inviting into your space and your time, because it can make a difference in your mood. I know yesterday I actually had an interview with a coaching organization, and I gotta say, the first one felt great, but after the second one, I felt a little self-conscious. So I was kind of in my feelings for the rest of the day, and it really totally shifted how my day went. So be aware that that can happen. You can be totally fine in the morning. Everything's great. Everything's going great. And then you have a conversation with a colleague, or you have an altercation with, say, someone on the street or whatever. And it totally just shifts how you are feeling and how your brain is working for the rest of the day, and vice versa. You can start off like, bleh, and then the rest of the day is like, whoa, so so be aware of the stimuli that is around you. The other thing I want to mention is using your words. I would recommend Googling emotional vocabulary. By using your emotional vocabulary and building on it, you gain the words to be able to say what you need and how you feel. It is very hard. I'll speak for myself, and I know a lot of you probably feel this way too. I am self-conscious. Even though I speak openly about my bipolar, I'm still self-conscious about sharing when I need downtime, when I need to turn it off, right? Or when someone is just going, like most, if not all of my friends are extroverts. So it's like this energy of, and sometimes I can keep up, but a lot of times it gets to a point where it's too much, and I either excuse myself to the restroom, or I'll find my space, my little corner, my little section of what I can do. And it helps me have that in your arsenal, but also be able to say, you know what? I actually have to step away right now. Or, you know what? That's a little bit too much information. Can we talk about that later? Use your words to actually say what you need and how you feel. The people that love you will get it. Even the people that love you will still say, you'll be fine. It's okay. It's just a little bit more, just for a little bit longer. They want to get it. They want to be there for you, but they also are in their moment as well. So have some grace for them, but more than that, have grace for yourself and be able to just say, you know what, I really can't. And help them, educate them to understand. Now, it's unfortunate that it shouldn't be our job. They really, the people who love us, and now that I'm speaking to the others, those of us in our lives, it really is helpful if you take the time to learn about these illnesses, these diagnoses, depression, anxiety, social anxiety, bipolar, schizophrenia. Learn about what's going on with your loved ones around you so that you have a better understanding of how they operate in the world, because we make it look easy. A lot of us make it look easy. A lot of us make it look like everything's cooking with gas and we're moving and grooving. But as I opened with, there are a million little things that we have to do to make sure that everything is okay for us. So be cognizant of that and be sensitive to that. And for those of us, those of you who are managing an illness out there in the world, be kind to yourself. Um, be gracious with yourself. Allow yourself to feel what you feel in the moment if the moment allows that. Don't just keep pushing, 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 pushing. Stop and take that moment to feel those feelings if that is what's happening in that moment. Because if you don't, you know from experience that it will bubble up and bubble up. And at some point, you will shut down to a point that lasts days, weeks, possibly a month or longer. And that you really don't want. So I know that was a little bit longer than my usual, hopefully under 10 minutes, but I really was feeling that I wanted to speak on how to be cognizant of the million little things that we do behind the scenes to make sure things are okay. So I hope that was helpful. I'm gonna do my usual spiel of to follow me on Facebook. Make sure that you're checking out LP Speak on Facebook. Definitely check me out on Instagram. There is a lot of wonderful content there to also help you with some tools to manage your mental wellness. And then, of course, go to my website at www.lpspeak.com to get 10 practices to achieve the habit of happy for free. So you'll get that. And then, of course, my burnout webinar is up. And please use coupon code burnout28 to get 50% off until the end of this month, which is actually till yesterday was the 28th. So it probably actually is expired, but if you want to reach out to me and you still want to sign on to it, let me know and I'm happy to extend that for you. So with that, go into the week, be amazing people, do what you do. And as always, until next time, go be do.